Last time. This is it. Never again. Rafe Kincaid pulled his chestnut thoroughbred to a halt in full darkness, still a short distance away from the entrance of the cavern. He rubbed the ugly, jagged scar that ran from the corner of his eye to his hairline, just above his ear. He was glad he had it, a lifelong reminder of that awful day 13 years ago, and this treacherous cavern. He'd grown up fast. A breeze coming down across the mountains cooled the air and made the tree branches bob and dance. Like most summer nights in the Colorado Rockies, a fire would feel good. Rafe smelled grass. Over the crest of this rugged, heavily wooded mountain, his cattle dozed in the moonlight, spread out over a lush meadow. But tonight, he wasn't looking for cattle. Instead, he was looking to make his peace. Right in front of him was the cave entrance, nothing but a hole in the ground. It looked like a mouth gaped open with a corner turned down in a scowl. Mouth was a good word for it, because this place had almost swallowed his family whole. Then he saw the rope. A rope coiled beside the entrance to the cave. Narrowing his eyes, he swung down and hitched his chestnut to a scrub pine. It had been over a decade since Rafe had fought his battle with that cavern, and he'd faced the cave many times since, but he refused to let it defeat him. But he'd never seen evidence anyone else had been in it, not since Seth had run off. He took 2 more steps and heard Seth scream. Cold control sleeted in his veins as he drew his gun, leveled it. He tensed at the metallic crack as he cocked it. There was nothing to aim at. Seth hadn't screamed. Seth wasn't down there. Another scream split the air. But someone else was. He holstered his gun and rushed for the cave. "Please, someone help me!" It was Seth. No, not Seth. "Someone help me!" The voice broke. Sobbing echoed off the cavern walls. Not a little boy. He stuck his head over the cavern entrance. A woman? Rafe spoke aloud, trying to believe his own ears. The words echoed into the depths. There was no response, only sobs. But it was not his imagination. There really was someone down there. The crying rose and fell, echoed off the walls until it sounded like 10 women crying, all ghostly, terrified. "Who's down there?" His voice bounced back to him. Only more tears. The sun was gone. Dank, cool air rose up from the pit. He could see nothing. After those first words, there were no more. But she might be out of her mind with fear. Something Rafe could understand. Rafe looked at the rope, but didn't care to trust his weight to it. His eyes went to a flat boulder only feet away. Would it still be there after all this time? Rafe muscled the boulder aside, stone scratching on stone, and uncovered a depression in the rocks to reveal my ladder. He pulled it out, the metal clinking. It was chain, badly rusted, after lying in the ground for years. Long ago, Rafe had switched it for the hand-woven hemp rope he, Ethan, and Seth had trusted with their lives. Then trust had died, and Rafe had anchored the ladder to this boulder.